and sheer blissful within me of whatever type of circumstances are going on. This is a very challenging task for me where I have to cover from basic to the advanced. So I just put pieces of everything, and then whatever piece you like, we can expand onto that. So once I know, so the simple sentence is, there is no worry in I, don't worry for mine. Right? So mind may show the thoughts of fear, but if I know who am I and how the natural regulatory system is working, there is no reason why there should be fear. And mind can be resolved by holistic science reasons. Mind do seek resolving vision or answer which can be done. So now you are open for questions. So I have tried to run over the things from one end to the other end. Yeah. And okay.
I have one question, sir.
Sure.
You said in one of the slides that there should not be any revenge, or like that there should be instead of revenge, what is that?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. If that were to be so, there would not have been Mahabharata war.
Okay.
Then how do you explain that there is, if the forgiveness is there, then there would not have been war?
I understood your point. Fine. Very good question. See, if you take mankind as a whole spectrum, right, from total ignorance to total enlightenment, and you cannot expect everybody to follow the same spectrum. Like in your school, there are all the classes from lower kindergarten to the PhD. Similarly, what we are talking is level of ultimate wisdom or ultimate correct understanding. It's up to me what to choose. If I want to go on this path, this is the understanding coming to me which I can choose. But I cannot make you to choose that. See, the very big thing is the whole world tries to impose and improve the others. But how many times it is true? I can improve myself. If I am improved myself with my very presence and the ambience and vibrations radiating around me, the few or more around me may be improved or may take the message from that. So in Mahabharata, that's the very story of human mind. Actually, if you see, the whole Mahabharata is going on within us also, all the time. There are two sides fighting, one side trying to take us up, one side trying to take us down. And it's on which side we take that wins, right? So that just reflects the humankind ignorance and enlightenment, that though the Krishna was there, he tried to give the vision, Duryodhana was not ready to accept the vision. So between the dark side of ignorance and light side of knowledge, the fight did occur, right? And after trying everything, it was there. But the intention was not that, right? So this is just where we have to take on to. Please.
Ultimately it is know thyself. That is that is the ultimate goal.
Yes.
Now, how do you get to that step? Can you give some practical examples?
Sure.
It is not by reading books, or of course you can do all those kinds of
Very
studies.
good question.
So what is the practical steps by which you can find yourself or know yourself?
Very good question. Well, in good times, people were trying to do various things, scriptures, yoga, meditation, purification of the Prakriti, and trying to go in. In the present times, it is becoming very, very difficult, and the basic reason is what I think is different from what I speak, and what I behave is still different from what I speak. So mind, speech, body harmony is disrupted. So we are not able to have the experience of the pure self through this traditional way. What happened for me? I was having some curiosity, but not exactly what I'm looking for. But in the scheme of nature, I was lucky to meet somebody who had the experience of self and non-self. And with his help and guidance, I could start experiencing myself. In a scriptural language, you can say that with the help or grace of somebody, see, Arjuna and Krishna were there. Arjuna asked lot many questions to Krishna. Krishna also tries to explain in lot many ways. Still the ultimate experience was not coming forth. So he says, I surrender. What did he surrender? Surrendered his ego and believed that I can understand myself. So by grace, means grace is nothing but the inner manifest state of experience of the pure self. With that interconnectivity, some ways were opened out and he could start experiencing his inner self. So that is what happened for me, that with a little bit grace and guidance, I was fortunate to know myself, start experiencing it. Because it is not the play of words, it's by experience. First, there should be unfailing conviction that this mind, body, speech or personality has different attributes and my pure self has different attributes, and how both work parallel. They are not contradictory to each other. The two parts do not come in way of each other, but both are parallel. Your relative living as well as pure self-awareness living both go hand in hand. So for me, it occurred through a little bit of grace and a little bit of help of somebody who was self-realized and who had that experience. And if I think even in all times and even present, and that's the easiest way out. But suppose if you are not fortunate to get to it, what can you do? As I said, the power of decision or projection. I should have two projections or decisions for myself every morning that let my mind, body, speech not hurt any living being or make one and all happy. And second, my decision is I want to experience who am I, and for that, whatever is necessary, maybe a living guide, maybe anything, or maybe help from the nature, we come to my way so that I can experience myself. With this earnest decision or projection, I think the nature will be kind or be helping. And the third thing is, okay, by some understanding I can reach to some level. Because who am I? See, when I say this is my spectacle, the object to whom I say my and I are different. I say my mind, not I am mind. I say my speech, not I am speech. I say my body, not I am body. I say my feelings, not I am feelings. I say my egoism, not I am egoism. So whatever I am attaching my, if I put on one side, the other side is I. And if I look within, I say I enjoyed, I'm bored, I slept nicely. Then who slept and who knew it? So there is, in a part of my happenings or experiences are occurring, and the real part is always knowing and seeing. But my vision at the moment, my eye is stuck here, it's not looking at the viewer or the knower. So with that, I may start looking as if I'm this by relative viewpoint, but by real viewpoint, I'm that. So understanding can take me to a certain level, and that understanding which has come from the person who is experienced will help you a lot. But if you happen to have the direct grace and guidance, the task is very, very easy, which happened for me. I was not knowing anything at the age of 18. It just came my way. Maybe nature, some connectivity. And all throughout these 35 years, I've been enjoying that, while continuing my relative work as it is, rather in a better way.
You are very fortunate to have somebody guiding as a coach, like professors in each department have. And having said that, I think I'm in the right path that the spiritual development also helps you to discover who am I, right?
Yeah. Yes. To some extent, yes. But on the other side, suppose a patient comes to me, he just says to me, okay, I am ready to get operated by you. What is the ability? What are the skills? What is the qualification of the patient? It's the expertise of the surgeon who performs it. Every surgeon may have a different expertise. So that's where perfectly the holistic scientist says, I don't require anything from you, just humility. I know nothing and I want this and I'll give you. This is not egoism. This is just to suggest plainly, simply, it's possible because it's a science. It's a pure science. And if we look at the body, there are two elements, matter and conscious, which has come together, and there's a process. And in the science, if the two things come together, the extra spatial properties do get developed. Here it has developed in the sense of I'm doer and the whole personality, including inner weaknesses and everything. But the holistic scientist knows what are the properties of what. And why I am not able to experience my pure self, it is already there. It is same as it was in anybody else, Mahavir or Krishna or to whomsoever you believe. But it's just covered. It's something like a bolt coming of the mind. It just needs little uncovering. So holistic scientist knows that which are the covering ways, and he can by his experiment just help to uncover that, and it's all your own. He said, I'm not giving you anything. If I give, I'll be exhausted. I'll have nothing. I'm just opening out for you, and through the way I have been able to do it. So that's all. So it's all within us. Same potent but latent. So it is just to be recognized and uncovered. And I think our holistic science road does reach to that destination. And many of us have been fortunate to have been experiencing continuously on ongoing basis. As I am talking to you, who is talking to you? For you, it is me as a single entity. For me, Shailesh is talking to you, it's mind body speech, a tape record, this recorded speech also can be there. I am just an overseer. It's not the property of pure conscious. Pure conscious is altogether different properties from the properties of Prakriti or personality. Please.
Hi sir, my name is Aswari, Computer Information Science here, Masters. I have a question for you. As I am a student, we'll be having so many negative thoughts, positive thoughts and all.
Yeah.
How to have a clear and clarity goal in our lives, how not to be influenced by others. Most probably as I am a student, I'll be having most difficulties like studying, only before exams we'll be able to study, not all these days. It has been affecting all this my study future till I have been here. Do you have any suggestions?
Very good question. In a given short time, I'll give you some clues, but we can, of course, deal it in detail even during lunch hours or whenever again the time permits. But I heartily appreciate your question, and it's a very, very good question.
Could you repeat this question?
Yeah, his question is, he put it as a student means it's present condition, but it applies to everybody of us. How can I remain focused or not influenced by the distracting influences? As he says, I'm not able to study regularly, but only when the pressure of the exam comes, I'm able to study, otherwise I'm getting distracted and influenced by so many things. And that's one. And second, how do I go clearly in my life without getting adversely or unwantedly influenced? There are so many ways open. And in a country like this way, where to go? And how to lead my life? So this is a very wonderful question, I would say. What's your good name? Jay Prakash. Jay Prakash, I must admire your question. I'll try to answer it shortly, briefly. Number one, it is our reflective consciousness, Chit, Shakti, which we say, which is in search of happiness, and it's being influenced by so many things, outward and inner. Now, with the understanding, when I know that where is my happiness, is it in wandering out or is it remaining in focus? And there is a scientific study I just read from the Good Science Center in California, that they also found that when it is attached with a meaning or purpose, the happiness becomes more significant rather than the object related. So your purpose right now is to study, and your mind may get distracted, I agree. But when you sit quietly, just decide, if you believe in prayer, pray, Mother Nature, give me power to focus and to experience the happiness of focusing. And when you try to do that, when your chitta remains steady even for a while, you will start feeling happy, the inner waves will go out and you will be going in a positive direction. Whenever the other things are distracting us, we also experience the fruits of that, right? Temporarily there may be elevation, but then there is a depression, we feel fatigue, we feel, oh, why did I waste my time? So discretionary, we have to experience both, come to a decision what is meaningful or purposeful for me, try to live in that. Then there are very many ways how you can steady your reflective consciousness, because as I said, reflective consciousness of Chit is always in search of happiness. It's something like that. If a child is holding a chocolate and I try to snatch it, I'll give you better one, he will not give it. But if I give Kit Kat, then child will grab the Kit Kat and leave the chocolate without any effort, without any explanation. So here the purpose is, if I can give the reflective consciousness better happiness, better avenue, my reflective consciousness will turn inward automatically. That is part 2. Part 3 is, for me it happened at the age of 18 when I really started tasting the happiness of my inner self. All the distracting things just vanished on its own. I had not to push them away automatically because I was having the better happiness with me. So with this some short close, the whole idea is, once we get to what are the higher purposes, what are the higher things which can keep my reflective consciousness steady and focused, we can easily go on to the clear destination for us. Okay? And we'll detail it on whenever during lunchtime. This was just an answer, broad-based answer. based on the principles which can be applicable for everybody, right? That's why I put the word relative happiness versus real happiness in everything.
Also, I think we can have a positive affirmation and you say that, hey, I can do it. No? But we had it's neuroscience, but we have a positive affirmation.
Yeah, of course.
Triggers your brain.
Yes. Yeah, of course, positive. So once you are decided on your goal, see the goal has a lot of scientific things going behind it, because unless the goal is clear, all energies are shattered. Once the goal is clear, not only the relative inner self, energy also flows, and the help also comes from the nature in terms of opening out of inner understandings and outer. So many things will come your way once your goal is fixed and you are on the goal. So that's positive. Yeah. Thank you very much for patient listening.